Okay, hi YouTube, this is Jess, and I've had a lot of questions about the HCG and where to get it and that kind of stuff. So, and risk factors and stuff. So I'm just going to try to get in here. For some reason my webcam keeps cutting out. It's really frustrating, and I've been trying to do this video all day. So, you do not need a doctor's prescription for the oral drops. If you do the injections, you will need a doctor. I used today's HCG. And I like it because it has B12, and when you do the injections, you do an injection of B12. So I feel like it's closer to the real deal, and it had stellar reviews. And then I use the Today's Appetite Suppressant. It's HCG diet approved. I don't know if it really helps, but it does contain a lot of good stuff that will help you burn the right kind of fats and lose the weight. So you can do them separately, you can do them together. People have done both. I got this just because it was highly recommended. I purchased my things on overstock.com, and total was about $64 with shipping. This was $29.99, and I think this was like $32. You don't need the appetite suppressant from what I've been reading online. Like I said, I don't really know if it's doing anything. Not super hungry, but it may just be the HCG working. HCG is a hormone produced in pregnant women in the placenta, and it opens up fat stores and burns fat and lets nutrients go to the baby that the baby might not otherwise get, while protecting lean muscle tissue. And that's important because a lot of people are naysayers, and they're saying you're starving your body and your muscle tissue is being eaten and blah blah blah. And it's not true. With this diet, when done correctly, you're basically burning the calories by the fat that's already in your body. So you don't need to orally consume, and the only reason you are orally consuming the 500 calories a day of these very precise amounts of fruits and vegetables and proteins and carbs off a very strict list is because you need those nutrients that aren't going to be in your fat, like the protein. I'm going to supply a link to a great PDF that everyone should check out if you're interested in this kind of thing. It talks about the sublingual HCG drops. It's written by a great guy who's done a lot of HCG research. My dosage for the HCG, when you do the diet, they tell you to do 10 drops 3 times a day. For me, that's not really feasible in my schedule. So I follow the directions on the bottle, which say take 20 drops twice a day. That's what I've been doing, and it's working. I don't know if it's working less effectively because I'm taking just 2 larger doses, or if, it might work better if it was spread out more evenly throughout the day. But it is what it is. I'm not going to change now. It's working for me well enough. Basically, in the mornings, you don't have anything before noon, and at noon you have lunch. Then you have a dinner like around 6-ish. In the mornings, you can have coffee or tea. I always drink water. I may drink iced tea, unsweetened, that I brew myself. I like apple cinnamon tea, so I brew it, and then I put it in the fridge and do it. My husband. What was I saying? Oh, for lunch, usually I'll eat either spinach or romaine or some other leafy lettuce. You get these grissini breadsticks. The ones I found in my health food store are very thin, and so I eat 2 grissini breadsticks. And typically I'll eat chicken, fish, or a turkey cutlet that I've cooked. Or a hard-boiled egg, or 2 hard-boiled eggs. I've been eating 2. You're only supposed to eat 1 full hard-boiled egg and the whites of 3 others. Don't even ask me. I'm not about to try to hard-boil just whites. It's not happening. So you could scramble your egg, I guess, if you wanted to. I just like hard-boiled eggs. It's easier. It's fast for me. I'm busy, and I don't have time to sit there and cook a scrambled egg for lunch. So there's that. Oh, and then you get a piece of fruit. You can have an apple, an orange. You can have, I think, 6 large strawberries or 10 small ones, or half a grapefruit. I've had clementines because I feel like they're close enough to an orange. It's a mandarin orange. It's not like really that different. I've had clementines, I've had oranges, and I've had apples, and those are about the fruits that I've stuck to. I have not had strawberries. I don't feel like they're in season right now, so I'm not eating them. And I hate grapefruit. I was on the grapefruit diet when I was younger. It was awful. I will never touch another grapefruit as long as I live. And then pretty much the same thing for dinner. They advise you to try to not eat the same protein for dinner, which makes sense because you want to try to get different proteins. Sometimes I have. It doesn't really make a difference. And I've also found that instead of Melba toast, I can use bruschetta. They're like little bruschetta toasts, because my health food store didn't have Melba toast. Go figure. So that's about it on what I'm eating. But risk factors are kind of serious. You can get a pulmonary embolism, you can have muscle cramping, abdomen cramping, swelling of the hands and feet in women. The biggest thing I think is the pulmonary embolism, because that can kill you. And then there's the ovarian disorder you can get from the HCG. That is what happens if you've got diarrhea as a woman and swelling of your hands and feet. Definitely call your doctor. But everything I've read is great, and I really feel like this is a really good option for people who have tried a lot of different things, and we just really need a way to get it off, because once we get it off, then we can keep it off. What this drop does is it resets your metabolism. You do the loading phase, you do the drop phase, where you take the drops for 26 days. And then on the 27th day, you begin the 72-hour low-calorie diet, where you don't have any drops, but you still do the 500 calories a day just for 3 days. That's how long it takes the HCG to get out of your system. And then you begin the nutritional phase, where you eat normal 1,500 to 2,000 calories, and you can eat all the meat, cheese, dairy, fruits and vegetables you want. There are no restrictions, except for you may not have sugar, and you may not have any kind of cereal or bread or crackers that have been made with wheat flour. I think gluten-free may be excluded from that because it is gluten-free. Not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. I may try it, but I probably won't. I'll probably just stick to fruits, vegetables, and maybe throw in some cheese. I'm really missing cheese. And then do 3 weeks like that, and then you can begin either the drops again, or you can slowly introduce sugars and starches if you've reached your goal weight. Basically what they say is you still need to continue to weigh yourself every morning when you go up to the 1,500 to 2,000 calories to keep an eye on your weight and make sure that what you're putting in isn't causing your weight to go up. If it does, then you have to do this thing called an apple day, where over the course of a day you drink a ton of water and you eat 6 apples in 24 hours. And then you should lose the weight back that you had just gained. And then once you're off of that part, if you've gotten to your goal weight and you're not going to do any more drops, then what you can also do is what's called a steak day. And basically, you don't eat anything all day, and then at dinner, let me just make sure I've got this right. I'm going to reference this PDF because I think it's kind of interesting. This steak day. So if you go over your last HCG day weight from the diet phase by more than 2 pounds, you must do a steak day. The steak day consists of only the allowed beverages from the diet phase, water, tea, and coffee, until dinner. and then a steak and either an apple or a tomato. This steak can be as large as you want. You will see the next day on the scale that you will have lost the 2 pounds. Once in a while you may have to do 2 steak days in a row to lose the 2 pounds. It is very rare that someone has to do a steak day 3 days in a row, but it is very important to do the steak day as many days as necessary in a row to get down to your last HCG weight from the diet phase. It can be difficult for some to find the right amount of caloric intake, but don't make the mistake of eating less and less. If you see yourself gaining weight, try eating more also. It may take some trial and error and a few steak days to find a good balance of calories. HCG dieters do not starve themselves, and they can eat normally because the HCG will reset your metabolism. They're advocating you to eat, not to still starve yourself after you're off the HCG. The only reason it is okay to eat the 500 calories a day on the HCG is because it is opening your fat stores and burning that fat to make up for the calories that you're not orally consuming. That is it. So this is for everybody out there who's like, you're starving yourself, starvation mode, it's horrible. It's not. You're not hurting yourself when you're doing the HCG to eat the 500 calories a day. And they advocate that you eat the 1,500 to 2,000 calories that you should normally eat. So, I think that pretty much answers everybody's questions. Like I said, I'll link to that really great PDF because it really does cover everything that you would need to know. And if you want to go to overstock.com, I highly suggest purchasing it. I'll also link to the todayshcg.com because they have great information on their website as well. They have the diet broken down, frequently asked questions, things like that. So when you go to todayshcg.com, you just have to click on HCG in the drop-down menu and select, diet if you want to read just about the diet, or frequently asked questions if you feel like you have more questions. I'm always happy to help answer questions for you guys, so feel free to leave them on the thing. So that's about it. I wouldn't be doing this if I felt like I wasn't feeling well, if I was low energy, if I was out of breath. Those are all important things to pay attention to when you're on a diet. And I'm not. I have a ton of energy. I'm not out of breath. I'm happy. I'm losing the weight. I saw someone comment that I'm looking for a quick fix. You know what? I'm not ashamed to admit I am. I'm sick of it. I've been doing the yo-yo thing my whole life, and I just want to finally get down to a normal weight that I can maintain. I know how to eat properly. I can maintain my weight for a long period of time, and I can make healthy food decisions. It's not for a lack of knowledge. It's just for a lack of desire, and I've got that desire now, and I'm doing what I need to do to get to my ideal weight. And I am exercising. I might not be exercising a ton right now, but I plan on being able to exercise more once my life normalizes a little bit. It's a little bit difficult between having an infant that you constantly have to take care of medically on top of what a normal infant would need, and a toddler. And I'm not making excuses, I'm just telling you facts of life. I really don't get much downtime, and the downtime I do get, I try to spend with my husband. So we just do what we can do. So I'm doing my crunches every night, and doing my push-ups, and I'm trying my best, and that's all I can do for now. But hopefully after Caitlin has her heart surgery soon, I'll be able to maybe start working out regularly and doing a regular regimen. I hope that answers everybody's questions. Feel free to leave more and I'll try to answer them, and I will talk to you all later. Thanks so much, and I hope you guys have a great day.